want to play political games and have political theater to make sure if you're going to give the sitting president a quote-unquote victory or a potential solution to immigration, you don't want to do that. So you're going to do exactly what they did to Barack Obama, is that they're willing to sink the ship to kill the captain.
That's so true.
And so when we think about all of this, you realize that it's actually, and don't get mad at me for saying this, it's actually our fault. Because all of this I'm describing has happened on our watch, except maybe Ezra, who wasn't born in 2011. But everybody else in here, it's happened on our watch. We've allowed people to take over our country. The Michigan Constitution and the United States Constitution begin with the exact same three words: we the people. And if we the people don't decide that we're going to reclaim our democracy and make that Constitution a truly living and breathing document as it is, and say, you know what? Politics is so dirty, but I'm just going to... To me, this election is literally a matter of life and death. Because I'll just tell you, last week I get a call from a family. They were at a community center off Northwestern Highway about 2 weeks ago. It was cold. And it's 3 kids, husband, wife. Someone calls and says, hey, they got luggage. They're homeless. Can you do something? So I go down there. We get them. They get in their car. Say, do you have gas in the car? They run out of gas. I get a tank. We fill the gas. Get them to a motel. Check them into the motel. They basically motel surf every 2 weeks. It's the only opportunity they have. If someone gets them a room every 2 weeks, only opportunity they have to wash their clothes, wash their bodies, and literally, our motel system is standing in for a solution to affordable housing and homelessness. It's not a solution. Yet there's zero political will to solve it, because you know what? That family with 3 kids that aren't going to school, obviously, they don't have lobbyists. They don't have anybody running ads for them saying, stop homelessness in America. That's who it's paid for by. No one is fighting for those people. And it's just like when I go home on I-75, you get to a corner of Oakland and Owen. There's a bombed-out, boarded-up building here. There's an empty lot there. There's another bombed-out building that says in faded letters, Eli's Produce, with a tree growing up through it. And across the street, there's a liquor store. But the only thing you can buy are Funyuns, Faygo, or Burners through 3 inches of plexiglass. And we're collectively acting like that's okay. The same kids who live in that neighborhood who can't get a fresh piece of produce for 3 or 4 miles around are going to a school where they're primarily 3 to 4 to 5 grades level below in reading and writing. And the way we've crushed our public education system, we're acting as if that's okay. It's not okay. Yet we keep electing the exact same type of people from both parties to office. Establishment politicians, they're going to walk the party line and make sure that the party stays in power over actually serving people. And until we decide that the people are more important than the party or politics, we're going to continue to get the same results. Because what's the definition of insanity? Continue to do the same thing over and over again, and what? Expecting a different result. So why do we keep doing it? Why do we keep electing the exact same people over and over and over again? So my candidacy does represent something completely different. Because I'm not going to be a shill for Chuck Schumer. I'm not going to be a shill for the Democratic Party. I'm going to fight for people within the Democratic Party. And I'm also not going to create villains on the other side just because it's politically expedient, because I can raise money off of their villainy. Or I'm creating a boogeyman so I can raise money because I created a villain. If folks have good ideas and they want solutions, we need common sense people who work together and say, this is for the best interest of people, and we're going to make it happen. And so, just so you know, there's a $6.2 trillion federal budget annually. And it's your money. It's our money. It's not the government's money, it's ours. And I want to fight to spend it in a way that respects and represents the best of us, and particularly creating safety nets for folks who don't have voice that don't have agency and have checked out of the process. At least one senator out of 100 should be willing to fight that fight. And if you guys can help me get there, all the data says, maybe I shouldn't say this, I don't want to get in trouble. I think I'm already in trouble. All the data says that if we're able to cover the state and get our message out, we're converting voters to us 2-to-1. And the biggest news was last week for us, UAW, Region 1A, which is the largest region in all of UAW, shocked the establishment. They endorsed President Biden, and then the next seat to come up was this U.S. Senate seat. And most people thought it would be a rubber stamp endorsement of the establishment candidate. But Laura Dickerson, who runs Region 1A, stood up. First black female to run a UAW region. Stood up and said, my members have wholeheartedly told me they support Hill Harper. So Region 1A will not sign on to an endorsement of the other candidate. And she also said, I believe Region 1 feels the same way. So something historic just happened last week where UAW announced that they would not be endorsing in the United States Senate race in Michigan. Which for y'all who don't know, that means they're endorsing me in a way. A non-endorsement is an endorsement for me. Which is a huge, huge, huge victory because, again, it's a representation of the people speaking. The membership saying, no. I know the international may want to do this, but we on the ground right here on the street want this guy. And if we can build upon this momentum, we're going to win this thing and shock the world. Yeah. So there's something we always say together, and I want you guys to say it with me. I'm going to change it tonight, because usually we say together we rise. But tonight, because I'm all about opportunity and anybody being a busboy, being able to grow and build a house like this. So tonight we're going to say together we thrive. I'm going to say together, you guys say we thrive. Together
we thrive.
Together
we thrive.
Together
we thrive.
Together we thrive. And let's do this collectively. God bless you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.